PRC, quality service since 1972. Repairing TVs, console stereos, electronic musical instruments, pinball machines, arcade games, and more. Call 836-0454.
This is the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Tuesday, the 22nd of July, and in the searing summer heat, some big storms blowing up this afternoon. Active convection is the story. Let's go to some Skycam images, and we'll begin with our camera up in Cullman. And as I do the update, Cullman County is under a severe thunderstorm warning. A big storm moving in on the city from the west-northwest that's capable of producing strong winds. In fact, all of the storms today will be. And the problem with these things, they're wet microbursts. They are very localized. They just last for a matter of minutes. But under those things, you can see some tree and power line damage. And all of the storms will feature a lot of lightning. Down in Demopolis, we're looking right down the Tom Bigby. It's hot. It's hazy. And again, inevitably, some storms are possible down there as well as the day progresses. And from the Daniel Building in downtown Birmingham, hot, hazy summer afternoon. And hopefully we'll get some storms blowing through there to cool us down and clean the air out a little bit, take care of some of that particulate pollution. Up on the big picture today, we've got a trough developing over the eastern U.S. and an outflow boundary pushing into Alabama from earlier storms way up north. That's the initiation for the storms we have in progress today. The front itself will be in the vicinity tomorrow. So this afternoon, tomorrow, rain chances going up, heat levels coming down after today. And, of course, we got Dolly down there in the Gulf. We'll talk about that in just a moment. Temperatures, well, the heat is being squeezed to the west and pushed to the west. And this should be the last day of the really hot weather. We'll see highs closer to 90 tomorrow. In fact, the NAM and the GFS are still suggesting that most of North Alabama will not make it out of the 80s tomorrow. We'll still stick with 90 for the forecast high, but no doubt heat levels much lower with the increase in clouds and showers. Now, there's the radar as of 1:42 this afternoon. Big storms blowing right on top of Smith Lake coming into Cullman. There's warnings in effect for those counties as I do this, for Cullman, for Walker, and for Morgan. Also a warning over in Randolph County, big storm there. They're kind of scattered, but again, where they are out there, they are packing quite a punch. There's a look at the severe thunderstorm watch for a pretty good chunk of north and central Alabama until 7 o'clock this evening. You can see that arcing outflow boundary coming down into northwest Alabama, helping to initiate the storms today. QPF numbers looking a lot better here. This is the rain valid through Sunday morning at 7 o'clock, and this is suggesting rainfall amounts of 1 to 1.5 inches here. And as we all know, one storm can drop that much. The numbers will vary a good bit, but I think on an average basis, those numbers look pretty good. And, of course, the big bullseye is down there at Brownsville. That's 10.9 inches with Dolly, which should be a hurricane any moment now. And also heavy rain up in the northeast United States, 4.5 inches up there. All right, wide look at the tropics. First off, Cristobal is in the upper part of the screen, moving up into the North Atlantic, accelerating northeast, becoming extra tropical, so we'll focus on Dolly. Looking pretty good. Nice central dense overcast, nice outflow features there, and the sustained winds based on the Hurricane Hunter data, 70 miles per hour. At the time I'm doing this, and more than likely it's going to be a hurricane by 4 o'clock today. There's the visible satellite shot. The forward motion has slowed down a little bit, but I'm telling you, this sucker's coming on in. Here's the track, and the guys now have it moving in tomorrow morning at about 7 o'clock Central Time near Brownsville or the mouth of the Rio Grande, and that will produce hurricane conditions for Brownsville, Harlingen, McAllen. Rainfall amounts of 5 to 10 inches, flash flooding, possibility of a few spin-off tornadoes in there. So, needless to say, a very messy day for South Texas, the southern tip of Texas tomorrow. All of that, by the way, stays south of San Antonio and way south of Dallas-Fort Worth. And out there in the eastern Atlantic, there's a look at our system that's coming off the coast. That is not a fresh satellite image. That's the latest off the server there. That's still from late last night. But the one key thing about that, it's pretty high in latitude. In fact, let's look at the modeling. You can see that thing is north of 15 degrees north. And typically, anytime a system is at that latitude, it's going to recurve, and sure enough, the models do that. I don't think this will be an issue. So, on to modeling here. This is where we are at 1 o'clock tomorrow, 1 o'clock on Wednesday. Upper trough over the east. That'll break that heat down. There's the surface chart, the front to the north coming on in, so showers and storms are likely tomorrow. Thursday, the front kind of gets into the Tennessee Valley and just kind of stops and fizzles out, and I don't know. Some of the models really try and dry it out, so certainly it looks like the coverage will be smaller in terms of rain on Thursday, but I think we'd at least better mention some chance of a shower, and pretty much the same deal on Friday. Low 90s are likely on both of those days. Saturday, starting off the weekend, moisture moves back, and again, that looks like a case of scattered showers and storms, mainly Saturday afternoon. And Sunday now, the GFS tries to push some dry air down into North Alabama. Yeah, we've seen all kind of solutions here, and really and truly, with the limitations of dealing with mesoscale features days in advance, I think the best thing to do is just to mention that standard summer forecast for the weekend. Partly sunny, hot, chance of scattered storms, and we can fine-tune that as we get closer. Monday of next week, still got a general trough over the east, and down below that, that looks fairly dry for the northern half of the state. But again, let's not buy that yet. We'll still mention the chance of a shower. And Tuesday of next week looks pretty standard for summertime. And out there at the end of the forecast period, this is the 7th of August. Look at that, a very robust trough digging down across the heartland. That looks more like March or April or something, doesn't it? That is very anomalous for this time of the year. That's suggesting some big storms flaring and severe weather down across the Plain States. I don't know about that. I wouldn't be shocked if that feature disappears on the next run of the GFS, but it'll be interesting to see if it comes back at any time. That's it for the Weather Extreme video this afternoon. Notes on the blog. In fact, a running update on the storms by our good friend and Alabama weather legend, J.B. Elliott. That's AlabamaWX.com. The next video here by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. And, of course, we invite you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 News at 5, 6, and 10. Again, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful evening, and God bless.